What's up, guys? Before I get to Impact here, there's a few things I need to go over just for a minute. I know there's a lot of people pissed off at Hogan and Bischoff right now, and I'm one of them. A lot of people have been sending me messages asking me to sign this petition or sign that petition. Look, I've signed several petitions that were encouraging TNA to bring back the six-sided ring, to reinstate JB to his television role, to fire Bubba the Love Sponge, and I'm happy to sign more. But if there's a piece of advice that I can give anyone looking to start one of these things, it's make it look professional, please. I don't think TNA is listening to what the fans think right now anyway. But if your petition looks like you wrote it in 60 seconds when your caps lock button was broken and it's got tons of spelling and grammatical errors and stuff, no one's ever going to take it seriously. And TNA definitely won't. So take your time on it, do it right, be serious, make it look professional. That's all I can tell you. Other than that, the best advice I can give anyone looking to let TNA know how they feel is just tweet Dixie Carter, because we know she reads that thing. They promote the hell out of it. I mean, her avatar probably gets more FaceTime than the entire X Division right now. So, flood her inbox with tweets. Let her know how you feel. And now that that's done, I need to clear up a few things about this AJ Styles Ric Flair situation. You want AJ to turn heel? I don't have a problem with that. You want to pair up AJ with Ric Flair? That's cool. I can get behind that too. But when AJ's entire personality does a complete 180 overnight just to facilitate all these things, that doesn't work. Okay, that's not organic character development. That's hitting a big freaking reset button. Okay, TNA has made no secret about the fact that AJ is a married Christian family man with 3 kids. I mean, they put up an announcement on the TNA website when AJ's son was born. All the TNA fans know that AJ is married. So when you try to turn him into Ric Flair Jr., give him the Nature Boy gimmick where he's limousine riding, jet flying, kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, he's got a different slut on his arm every night, people are not going to buy that. Okay, why do you think the spoilers said that there were people in the crowd chanting, "You are married" at AJ during this segment? Because they know it's bullshit. They can't suspend their disbelief that far. This kind of radical character alteration only works in WWE, where they cater to 5-year-olds and they've got leprechauns and cartoon characters running around all over the place. Right, like Kane. How many times have they changed Kane's backstory over the years? I lost count. Okay, WWE has trained their fans to accept that kind of crap. TNA fans are different. Right, TNA fans have a different connection to the product, and you have to write for them accordingly. Clearly, Hogan and Bischoff don't understand this, and that has me very worried. So now that I've covered that, I'm just going to go over some of the good and bad stuff of the show. Good follow-up on the main event angles of the pay-per-view, and they had some good storyline progression. Angelina had a nice return, and the crowd was into her as a babyface. I'm really not looking forward to a renewed push for the beautiful people, but considering this news of certain departures from the knockout division, TNA may not have a choice in the matter. The pacing was a little better than normal. The matches are all still too short, but the pacing of the segments wasn't as breakneck as it usually is. TNA took another step forward in their production. The show is well produced. I like the new design of the Impact Zone set. I still hate the damn ramp, don't get me wrong, but I do like the set. I think this set is better equipped to take advantage of the HD conversion. So it looks a lot better. I got a big kick out of the "Thank You" Angle chants when in the crowd when Kurt spit in Hogan's face. That was pretty cool to see. They actually announced the main event ahead of time for once. That's good. But it ended in the Montreal Screwjob finish. That's bad. And speaking of bad things, Orlando Jordan made his in-ring debut. Oh my God! You have the Pope, who is better on the mic and more charismatic than any 10 people on the roster put together. What do you do with him? You job him out in 3 minutes in a boring-ass match to a guy who might as well be the bastard son of Kip James and some jobber Bolt. A waste of money, got no talent, got no wrestling, got no promo, piece of shit, Orlando Jordan. Then there was the Nasty Boys. I now understand why TNA put that ramp in there. It's because Knobs and Sags couldn't climb into the ring anymore without breaking a hip. Did you see how out of shape Knobs was? Did you see how fat he was? The guy probably needs a wheelbarrow to carry around his giant gut and his two chins. So they make their in-ring debut, which was terrible, by the way. So you got Knobs, you got Sags, you got Nash, and you got Eric Young. EY is the only guy in this crappy match who is A, young, B, healthy, C, in shape, and D, a title holder. So, of course, who eats the pin? Eric Young. So, yeah, that sucked. Bubba the Love Sponge was featured in multiple segments. Fuck that scumbag. I'll have more to say about him in a minute. And finally, Kurt Angle lost a match at Genesis where the stipulation was if you lose, you will not get another title shot in 2010. So the first thing they do on this show is throw that away and give Angle another title shot immediately. So is this what Hogan's character is about now? Making match stipulations and then rescinding them if the match doesn't turn out the way he wants it to? That's pretty damn lame in my opinion. So that was Impact. Not a good show on a lot of levels. And if the Nasty Boys have a match at Against All Odds, that means I'm not ordering Against All Odds. I don't care what the rest of the card is. And the last thing I want to talk about tonight is this Awesome Kong situation. Apparently she has requested her release from TNA. Also, Alyssa Flash is gone, which I'm extremely pissed off about, and which could very likely have to do with the same situation, seeing as how her and Kong are good friends. You know, a lot of the time, when a wrestler requests a release from TNA, someone talks them out of it, so I don't know if Kong is going to leave or not. I sure hope she doesn't, but if she does leave, I would not be surprised at all, considering all the shit that went down with Bubba the Love Sponge, and all the completely disrespectful things that Bubba and Hogan were saying about Kong on his radio show. You know, I'm not surprised if she doesn't want to work around people like that. I mean, who would? And, you know, I have to say that given the current state of things, I am really disgusted with TNA. You know, right now, to me, TNA is like, you know, it's like if your parents got divorced and you decide to live with your mom, but then all of a sudden your mom starts dating this complete asshole. The guy moves in, and then he kicks you out of your room. That's the first thing he does. He kicks you out of your room and he says, my kid needs this room. You're sleeping on the couch from now on. And then you go to your mom, but she doesn't do a damn thing about it. And that's the situation right now. Hogan and Bischoff and Bubba the human trash love sponge are just completely bastardizing everything that this company was about. And Dixie is just standing by and letting it happen. It's a sad, sad state of affairs right now. I mean, when the announcement was made a few months ago that Hogan and Bischoff were coming to TNA, I was scared for a lot of reasons. We're just a few weeks into this now, and almost everything that I was afraid of, almost everything that I was afraid would happen, has happened. And that's, you know, that's kind of heartbreaking to me. Because I had such high hopes for this company. You know, I always felt very connected to this roster. I think TNA had, and still does have, so much potential. But Hogan and Bischoff are just twisting and perverting so many things about the product that I'm not even sure what I'm watching half the time. Because it sure as hell doesn't feel like TNA. You know, the spoilers for the next few weeks do look at least better than this show was. But right now, I don't know what to think at all. I really don't.